Mat Radio. This is your host, Tech, with co-host.
NSC Gameboy, what it is, what it do.
We are also joined live with our correspondent.
The sensational one, Shin-Blade. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good. Everybody, this episode is entitled Epic. All caps, capital E, capital P, capital I, capital C. As in this game where we say, please spell it correctly. If you don't know how to spell epic, then you always use Google or dictionary, or just pray for your for your spelling skills. But anyway, this episode is very great. Want to wish everybody a happy New Year. First big episode of the year 2015. Coming up momentarily, we will have the man himself, former host of a great TV show back in the day in the 90s, in Living Color, Hollywood writer, Hollywood producer, Hollywood director of them all, a part of the great Wayans family. Marlon Wayans will be joining us momentarily to talk about his career in comedy and his love for wrestling. Also coming out later on, we will have former guests and former hosts, and also he made his just comeback, Alex Perrault, who was also better known as Muscles Glasses of the nationally and internationally known famous YouTube hit show, and he also have a show on cable TV, Epic Mealtime. That and more will be coming up. Real quick, you can follow our show on Twitter at @tech_UTMR. You can follow NSC Gameboy at.
You can follow NSC Gameboy at NSC Gameboy. Spell it correctly. Yes, please.
Yes, please do. You can follow Shin-Blade at
Sensational one on Twitter, SHINSATIONALONE.
Yes. No, yes, please do. If you need to send us any emails or any ideas, any questions you have, email us at underthematchradio@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook on our group page, Under the Match Radio. Follow us on Instagram, Under the Mat Radio, all one word. I'm going to turn it over to the Shin-Blade real quick. He give you the information on our YouTube page as well as our new like page.
All right, you can catch our like page on Facebook.com/UnderTheMatRadio, and on YouTube, look for Under the Mat Radio. You'll see the three of us in the picture, and don't forget to subscribe. And as far as the like page, don't forget to subscribe and follow.
All right.
All right.
Real quick, before we get off to talk about wrestling, our guest calling, we want to start off on a little sad note and send our heartfelt condolences to the family of the great news anchor of ESPN, Stuart Scott. Stuart Scott, well, we normally say lost his battle with cancer, but if you knew Stuart Scott or watched him talk about his battle with cancer, he says when you die, you don't basically lose the cancer at all. But Stuart Scott passed away sadly Sunday morning at the age of 49, and we're here Under the Mat Radio, Pro Wrestling Powerhouse Radio, all of us personally, me, my personal life, NSC Gameboy and Shin, we all want to send our heartfelt condolences to the family of Stuart Scott, of NFL Network, ESPN, and all the other affiliates.
Yes. It's sad when you lose a brother who really revolutionized anchoring at a time when Sports Center had first started many, many years ago, over 20 years ago. He was one of the most familiar faces. A very sad loss, and we hope that his legacy carries on, and to his children, his beautiful daughters, and to his lovely wife. I know the battle was hard, but we all here, we send our prayers to you.
And big ups to the Johns Hopkins Hospital, which is here locally in Baltimore, Maryland. That is where Stuart Scott went to. That's the hospital he went there for a lot of his treatments. And just ironically, just recently, about a month or so ago, watched his movie and speech at the ESPYs and got to watch a documentary about his battle with cancer. So, and I've even mentioned to you two on a group chat that I was planning down the line of maybe getting a hold of him, trying to get him on the show. But, he's resting in a better place right now, so just want to give our condolences out. Real quick, on better news, I want to give a special shout-out to our good old brother in the business, good old personal friend, Kenny Omega, who just recently won the IWGP Junior Heavy title or championship, whichever you prefer. So big ups to Kenny Omega on winning that championship, and wish you much success, buddy. Shin-Blade, NXT Gameboy, any announcements you want to make?
I had a shitty year for 2014, so I'm glad that 2015 is now here. We have a lot of big surprises for you all out there, listening nationally and internationally. We're opening the doors and we're airing out a lot of things, so we got a lot to come. So stay tuned and check out what's in store for Under the Mat Radio. Shin?
With that being said, we're going to bring in a call. I'm going to let Shin-Blade introduce this guy. Introduce our guest.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this guest, I have been a big fan. I know that Tech and NXT Gameboy is a big fan of this guy. Introducing the star of hit show The Wayans Brothers, movies like White Chicks, Little Man, and even recently the Haunted House series, especially with a Haunted House 2, now on DVD, Blu-ray, and on demand. And he's also coming to the Baltimore Comedy Factory on January 8th to the 10th, and he's going to be in Caroline's in New York City performing with his brother Sean on January 16th to 18th, and in Delaware at the Dover Downs Casino on the 23rd, again with his brother. He'll be in Baltimore solo, people. I present to you great, funny-ass actor Marlon Wayans.
What's happening?
Hey, Marlon, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
That's a hell of an intro.
Good, man.
That sounded like I died. I was like, damn. I was like, that brother's special.
Yeah. I was like, God damn, he kept going.
That.
I was like, damn, he's special, just damn old.
Yeah.
Well, I got to go what I can get. So,
it's all good.
I almost sounded like the mustache stroking guy that
you almost said he made everything sound good, even the bad movies. He was the star, Dungeons and Dragons, the epic story.
Real quick, to be honest with you, very few people watch this movie, but you're in one of my favorite movies that rarely people talk of. It's called Requiem for a Dream.
For a Dream.
That was one of my favorite movies ever.
Most crackheads really like that movie. Man, that movie changed my life. That's the thing.
Wow.
Is this you can curse on this or no?
Yeah, you can. Whatever you want, man.
Oh, you can. Okay, good. Just make sure I want y'all sponsor to go away. Man, we lost tampons. We lost.
Yeah. Oh, man. But Marlon, we thank you much, man, for coming on to the show. I know you're a very busy man. Real quick, I want to ask you.
Oh, good. I like how y'all get people to come on here. Hit him up on Twitter. Hey, man, Marlon, holla at your boy. Y'all didn't think I was hollering.
Well, honestly,
hit my publicist. I actually was like, let me do something with these young brothers. I ain't going,
Well, I had to send a picture.
Bullshit,
I had to send a picture to you because I was like, help a brother out, So
I didn't see the picture. You asked out by yourself. I seen you hit me on my timeline like 13 times. I was like, okay, all right, Nick, here we go.
Well, I'm gonna turn it over to NXT Gameboy. I'm gonna have him. I know we short on time with you, Marlon, so we're gonna try to get most of the time with you. So NXT Gameboy.
My first question to you, Marlon, is this, and this is probably a question I hope that you don't hear a lot. With you being a successful African American in Hollywood, I recently saw a video where you were saying the best way to stay afloat is to keep writing and keep writing, keep writing. What inspired you to even continue in Hollywood with your family being so successful in comedy and everything? What really inspired you to keep up, the motivation?
Rent. It was inspires everybody. Rent, putting food in my kids' mouth, and trying to do it and like my job at the same time. As hell as Hollywood can be, it's a whole lot better than some of the other jobs out there. Gosh, Jesus. I used to work in a sneaker store. I'll take Hollywood any day. People's feet stink. Hollywood stinks too, but it does not smell like an athlete's foot. You have no idea. So for me, I mean, and plus it's, it's just like, look, you're doing what you love. So, well, at the end of the day, you're blessed. And, I don't write because, I just love writing. I write out of necessity because they ain't going to write nothing for my black ass. They only write for one Negro at a time. Right now, they hands is hurting right for Kevin. So, in the meantime, I write and produce for myself because I think that's what my brother taught me as a kid, and it's kept me relevant and kept me in the game for 25 years.
Wow. Definitely.
No, y'all Marlon,
Marlon, just want to ask you, with you and your family.
Did you just say ask? Marlon, I want to ask you. Marlon, let me ask you something. Let's go get breakfast. And let me ask you something. Now I want to get real specific on what we're going to talk about.
It's all good. It's all good. What would like to know, what was it like growing up with a family that was already known into the comedy? Your family being known in the comedy business, and you growing up, how did you deal with that growing up? Was it more pressure for you growing up and being more funnier than your dad or your brother, or did you feel?
No. My dad. We all funnier than my dad. The only thing funnier than my dad is his crooked ass bunion on his foot. But I didn't feel, coming up. My brothers was famous. I was broke as hell, so I didn't have no pressure coming up. The pressure was kind of taken off me because they was making money so that I could actually have proper nutrition, like lunch. Unbelievable! What a wonderful substance lunch is. Oh, thank God for keeping lunch. But I didn't have no pressure. It wasn't until I got to Hollywood to where I actually had pressure. But the reality of pressure was, everybody, when me and Sean first came out, they was like, "You ain't as funny as your brothers." Well, I didn't have 20 years to do stand-up either. I have 20 years to grow as an artist underneath the radar. When me and Sean came out to California, we had a year, and then we were famous. It's like sink or swim.
Right.
We didn't have 20 years to season it. So now I think is when you're going to see really what we can do.
All right.
Shin-Blade.
Actually, Marlon, I was inspired to contact you because I have seen you over the years on WWE television, on WWE Raw and SummerSlam, and you're there with your kids and everything. And I wanted to ask you, being Under the Mat Radio, we talk about wrestling a lot, but we're branching out to other things. But I wanted to ask you that.
I heard you said the ass. You made it one word. I wanted to ask you, Marlon, can I ask you?
You're a funny motherfucker. I say that.
Take two.
But I wanted to,
take two.
Thank you, man.
I wanted to ask you, what is your favorite wrestler? What do you like about wrestling, or growing up and anything like that?
My favorite wrestler of all time, man. So many. I come from way back. We could take it way back with Iron Sheik and Bob Backlund. We could take it back to to Jimmy Superfly Snuka and Andre the Giant. I was around for Sergeant Slaughter. The Hulkster, back when he had hair, and I'm talking about. I mean, look, his hair was always thin and frail. Always looked like he took a ton of GHB, like he washed his hair in steroid, but he'd been wearing. Hulkster been receding so much, his ass hair is receding. So I know I was back when Macho Man Savage, where you can actually understand what he was saying. Brother, yeah. So just coming up, I took my kids to the wrestling match, and they, wrestling got real. I was talking shit out there, and My son was talking shit. The dude looked at my son. I think his name was Triple D. He looked at my son and said, "Shut up!" And my son looked at me like, "Dad," I said, "Nigga, shut up!" You heard the man.
Oh. Oh my goodness. So I want to ask you, as of the present product that WWE or any wrestling has come out with, who's your favorite of all time? I mean, who's your favorite presently right now?
Right now, I like the little Mexican dude with the mask that be doing his little tricks, the 365 and all those. What's his name?
Oh, Mysterio.
Look like a skinny like Nacho Libre didn't eat too much nachos.
Well, I have to
Is that
say
Mastro? Who's that?
Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio. Yeah, I like Rey Mysterio. I like Rey Mysterio.
He made my passes.
I like him,
Yeah,
and I like
he-
the Grave Digger. I like him.
The Undertaker?
Yeah, that's the dude.
Yeah,
Undertaker and Grave Digger is the same shit. Don't get tricky with me. Askew.
I will.
Did I askew you? Did I askew you?
Yeah.
Are y'all gonna ask me some more questions before breakfast? And
now I will segue back to comedy, but I will say this: the way the Undertaker's looking, he looked like he about to dig his own grave. But I will say,
he old, man. He been around since he been around. He been around for a while. He been around before Jim McMahon started getting in the ring. Like, you know what? I don't need these wrestlers. I'm gonna do this myself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run the business and I'm gonna fight.
Well, I wanted to ask you also, going back to your comedy career, and I heard you on Adam Carolla's show because I'm a big fan of that. What is it like performing on stage with your brother Sean?
We don't ever perform really together. We do it like we do the same show, but I'll go on before him, or sometimes I'll go on after him, and it's fun. It's like I get to hang out with my brother before we work. It's kind of like when we worked at the Athlete's Foot back in the day, except I ain't got to go get the sneakers for him. He actually got to do his set. That boy used to make me do his work. When I got him a job at the Athlete's Foot, he was so bad they fired him.
Damn.
How you get fired?
They would tell me, they would go, "Excuse me, sir, can I get this in size 6?" He would go, "Hey, Marlon, go get me this shoe in a size 6."
Like, God damn, he fucked that up.
That's sad shit when you get fired from a sneaker store.
Sad shit. God damn.
All my father could say was, thank God for Keenan.
Yeah.
You don't realize you got to California with Keenan and them.
Yeah. I have one more question I want to ask you real quick, because like I said, we are very pressed for time. You're a very busy man. The Haunted House series is very, very fucking funny. And I accidentally took one of my daughters to see it, the first one. And I was covering her eyes, and she was still hearing it. And I was like, well, you know what? Fuck it. I already fucked up any goddamn one, so you might as well watch the whole damn. But you are so good.
I'll tell you one thing. You didn't have to have the sex ed conversation with her after that.
Boy. Yo, her mom was mad at that one. But
just do what Marlon did, honey. Just do what Marlon did.
Yeah. With you creating these series and stuff, is it anything like, a lot of times a lot of people were saying that, they messed the Robert Townsend movies and Keenan when he was doing like the 5 Heartbeats a lot more serious. Is there any type of work that you might want to do in writing serious like type movies that projects that you might have upcoming or that you want to work on or with an actor or actress in the game right now?
I just like working, man. I'm just inspired to work. I don't know what I'm gonna create. I don't know how it's gonna come out. I don't go, I want to write a gritty drama. I really don't. I want to write some shit that make people feel good and make them laugh. Unless I find a real sad part of my heart that I want to express. But I've written one drama. It was really good too. I just didn't want to I don't know. I love comedy. I love the challenge of comedy. I feel good when I hear laughter. It makes me feel good. Laughter has paid my bills. It's put my kids to great schools. It's gotten me vagina. I love laughter.
Amen, brother.
I was a funny little nigga.
Amen. Yes.
I was skinny. I had my brother's clothes on. The only thing that got me vagina was jokes.
Well, that's what Richard Pryor said.
Thank God for laughs. So I just like making the world laugh, and I'll go to any length to make people laugh. And people are always like, "Oh, that's just ridiculous. That's too far." Sometimes, you know what? There's no such thing as too far. Just because I'm not afraid to go where your conscience stops you from going, don't mean just too far. I'm just trying to take you a little bit further than you could dream to be. You know, and I think. In time, you know, some things you do, people can't, they ain't ready for it, man. Especially the older generation. They're like, oh no. My sister put me aside at the haunted house and said, Marlon, you just went too far. You hear? You can't show mom and dad this movie. I'm like, no, I don't want to show some 80-year-olds this movie. It's not for them. It's for these crazy ass 12-year-old, 14-year-old kids I got. Now open your eyes and watch this damn scene.
Which sister said that?
Kim.
Oh, Kim. Okay. Because I heard Damien say it was too dark.
This is the dude that did Handyman. So I said, boy, you crazy. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me.
Handyman and Blunt Man.
Contradictions.
Yeah, you're right. Marlon, thank you so
much.
Right.
Thank you.
Hey, you got it, brothers, man. Retweet it out. Let me know when it comes out. I'll retweet it for y'all, man. It was good talking to you, good rapping with you, and you know, it's good to support young brothers coming up. And I'm glad that you guys reached out and that we got this done. And hit me on Instagram at Marlon Wayans, Twitter at Marlon Wayans. Follow me on Facebook, my fan page Marlon Wayans, and like I said, when this interview comes out, retweet me and I'll retweet it out for y'all. All right.
Well, I will see you.
And also, What the Funny too.
Oh, yeah. Y'all check out whatthefunny.com.
Yeah.
All right,
good
y'all.
shit.
I'm back to writing.
Good plug.
All right, peace, man. Love.
All right, brother.
Man, take care. Thank you.
Oh, my
God.
Oh, goodness.
That was the man himself, the great and funny Marlon Wayans.
Oh.
And it's the Gameboy.
That was...
I do apologize.
I've always heard nothing but great things about Marlon. Him and his family, they are a class act all the way. I thank him for taking his time out in the beginning of the year to help us get more of an understanding of who he is, what he does, and what he loves to do. And check him out this weekend, because I will be going to see him this weekend at the Comedy Factory, like Shin-Blade said. And I enjoyed it, man. I hope to one day have him back on here. Man, great guy.
Well, we got to hook up GB. You know, maybe get some shots in for the like page. I will. I will also reiterate, fans. You can catch him at the Comedy Factory in Baltimore, Maryland, between January 8th and January 10th. He's performing by himself. Caroline's in New York City on January 16th to January 18th, and also January 23rd. Those dates in Delaware and, Dover Downs Casino in Delaware. Those dates in New York and Delaware, he will be performing with his brother Sean Wayne. So it's going to be a funny, excuse my language, it's going to be a fucking funny show. So I think personally, Tech, Gameboy, we got to make a road trip somewhere. We got to go to Delaware on the 23rd or something. Catch that show.
Yeah, I think we need that. You know what I mean? Just to help give him some more of our money, to help him get some more vagina, and help more of his kids get through college.
Yeah.
we need to help pay for it, so we can continue getting our black men where they need to be. Man, he's a funny guy, and I'm very honored. You know what I'm saying?
I do apologize, man, that Tech is just getting past a fever of over 100 degrees and a cold all weekend. So if you don't hear me talk as much, that is wild. But Marlon is a very funny dude. I just watched Haunted House last month, random on Netflix. Thought it was pretty funny.
Damn.
I didn't get to watch part 2 yet, but Marlon's a very good dude. Just confirmed Muscles Glasses will be calling in momentarily. So, big ups to you, Shin-Blade. Thanks for providing him. He will be at the Comedy Factory, I believe it's this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I believe.
Yes, Thursday through Saturday.
Yeah, Thursday, Saturday.
Excuse me. He got me. He got me going so much. I'm coughing.
Yeah, make sure you stay a little more than
I'm
5.
sorry. I'm sorry, fans. You know, Tech got a fever. He's sweating it out. Shin-Blade is.
No, I don't. Correction. I don't have. I had just getting past. I don't have it currently. I'm just getting past it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But I do. I do the 5 seconds.
Oh Lord.
Oh
here
my
we go.
Goodness.
You gotta get the facts straight. Getting the facts all late. Messing up. Botch. 2015.
Yeah.
Botch.
Yeah. Hey, funny botch. That's what it is. What it do?
Speaking of funny, did y'all happen to see the unfunniness that happened on Monday Night Raw last night? I didn't get a chance to watch it. I was on Twitter. A lot of people were angry yesterday about Raw. Yeah, like it was.
Tech, did you watch it?
I mean,
on and out. On and out. Just got finished doing our buddy Nate's show, and I watched most of it. So same old, same old.
Okay. I guess I'll explain it then if I got time.
Well, I mean, it's nothing much really to say. Authority ruled over Raw. Pretty much, Authority went roughshod on everybody. Ziggler lost the IC title from Wade Barrett because Kane ended up making the 2 out of 3 falls match. Ryback had to do a handy.
The Authority came back?
Hello?
Like the Triple H or Vince McMahon like Authority?
That's an NXT Gameboy. You probably didn't miss. Well, if you watch Raw, well, I saw the end of Raw last week, the end of New Year. Triple H. Basically what happened was, I'm doing the Shin, I'm saying basically. That shit ain't Shin just dropped. We're going to bring him back. What happened was, he did a Peep show and, what's Christian show? Peep show.
Yeah, I heard Edge was about to be, I heard that. He was about to be sacrificed for the Authority. I thought that
Shin,
they... Wow,
you know what I'm saying? Shin's back on live.
Hey, Shin.
Oh, okay.
I was letting George know about Raw. Yeah, I told him real quick. This what happened was they did a Peep show and kind of Edge with Edge and Christian. They had Rollins and Big Show come out. Long story short, it was all set up. They threatened to curb stomp Edge head through the Money in the Bank briefcase, so they wouldn't do it. They had made Cena bring the Authority back. Then Cena got beat up by Big Show and Rollins, same old stuff. Stephanie and Triple H came back, started kissing. That was last week. You missed it, Shane. He didn't see last week.
No,
Right.
He said that on the show last week.
Yeah, so, to get NXT Gameboy back up to speed, the Authority came back last week. That's with this week.
Yep.
The Authority basically just took over everything. Kane was restarting matches. Ziggler beat it Wade Barrett, and then Kane came out, made the match 2 out of 3 falls, which Barrett won the IC title. Ryback had to fight in the 2 out of 3 falls. Had to fight in a handicap match against Kane and Seth Rollins. Blah 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 blah. And then at the end of the day, Cena did a Cena appreciation, and Triple H and Stephanie brought out Ryback, Ziggler, and Rowan. And he said because Cena brought the Authority back, Stephanie and Triple H fired Ryback, Ziggler, and Rowan. Really?
Actually,
hold on, with that being said, not to cut you off, we now have live right now, the man himself, Alex Perrault, otherwise known as Muscles Glasses, formerly Happy Meal Time. What's going on,
how's it going?
What's going on?
Yeah, keep going. I want some more intro.
All right.
Where's the wrestling theme song?
Yeah, right.
We got a couple. You like
Where's
this?
The
you like Triple H?
No. What would you prefer?
We got Triple H.
Is this on?
How's that?
Yo, Jimmy, hit me with that Triple H.
How's that old school? We do that.
Let the music keep playing. Yo, tell me whose time it is now.
You got to get the water off.
You go.
There you go. How was that?
Yeah, that's all right, I guess. I heard everyone hates Triple H.
Yeah, they really do.
Yeah, I want the Stone Cold glass shattering, and then I come out and the crowd goes wild. I give a couple middle fingers.
Okay, start over.
Then we got solo.
How's that?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
There you go.
There we go.
As
That's
we
good.
say,
You already know somebody's ass is about to get kicked when you hear that glass shatter.
Exactly.
Getting their ass kicked, and I'm here.
Well, real quick, we can call you Alex. If you want to call you Alex, Muscles Glasses, we want to call you.
We'll go with Alex. Alex or Big Al. Your call.
Okay, cool. Well, Glasses is shattering. People's tails about to get whipped. Alex, thank you much for coming on to the show.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man,
Very
thanks for having me.
Thanks. Good to hear you talk finally.
And who else?
Say that again, so you're breaking up.
Who else is on the line? Evan and who?
Oh, this is NSC Gameboy, my host, co-host.
Yes.
And
I'm NSC Gameboy. How you doing?
Cool. Nice to meet you, man.
And also the sensational one, Shin-Blade, guys.
Say a sensational one?
The sensational one, SHIN.
Oh, good
Spelled
nickname.
correctly. Thank you.
Hey, that's copyright infringement. Damn it.
I know. Where my money, man?
Yeah, where my money?
Hey, as for coming on, we are all big fans. Of course, from us first seeing you as who you were previously, Muscle Glasses from Epic Meal Time. I do know a lot of people very excited about having you come onto having us bring you onto the show. Nonetheless, I see you speak because you never spoke on camera.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
At all. So, with that being said, if you don't mind, talk to us about your former character, Muscles Glasses. How did it all start about? How did it all come about with that?
Well, it's pretty funny. You know, it's me and a couple friends in the backyard chilling one summer day, and we're just like, hey, you know what would be fun to do tomorrow? Let's get an extra large pizza and let's fill it up with burgers. That'll taste great. and really, there's not much more thinking behind it. It was just that idiots being idiots, and then the internet loves idiots, you know. And since the internet loved us, we had to keep doing it every single week for 2 years.
Wow.
And that's about it, you know. So first week we did pizza with burgers, and we put it online, like almost as a joke, and it got 100,000 views in the first week, and then so we had to do it again the next week, and we put a hot dog and French fries and maple syrup and bacon inside of a sandwich, and that got 500,000 views in the first week of that. And then the week after that, we got 1 million views, and it just kind of kept growing like that.
Now, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Shin.
Oh, okay. Now, I always wanted to ask you because I have seen some of the episodes. This may sound kind of crazy here because I don't eat this product, but what is it with the fascination of people in bacon? Because almost every episode I see is like bacon on bacon or something.
Wait a second. You say you don't eat bacon?
I don't eat beef or pork.
Okay. Well,
that was funny. Your response was funny.
Yeah.
Is it a religious thing?
No, it was a personal thing. Back right after I left high school.
Okay, so like vegetarian type thing?
I'm a pescatarian. I eat a lot of tofu and vegan products, and every now and then. But I have this serious sad addiction to Chick-fil-A. You know, so.
Right. Okay. So okay. So kill all the chickens and nothing else though.
I'm not militant like
cool.
you know.
I'm down, man. I'm down.
Yeah, I'm not that militant.
Well,
I'm like I eat what I eat. You eat what you eat.
Right. Yeah. So have you ever tasted bacon though in your life?
I had growing up, but I was never a fan of it.
Okay.
He's still a bacon virgin now. He's a meaty virgin now.
I'm kind of speechless. I don't really get it. I don't get it. I don't know how to answer that, man.
Well, honestly, I ask because a lot of times, you know, I go around and I'll see food commercials. You know, Wendy's got Baconators, and then they got bacon everything. They got bacon flavored toothpaste, even bacon flavored condoms. So it's like, you know, I see Epic Mealtime, and they make bacon food out of bacon, like all bacon everything, you know. So
yeah.
I always wanted to ask about that, you know,
because it's delicious. That's kind of why I'm speechless, because it's like why do you sleep with a pillow? Because it's better than not. Why do you eat bacon? It's delicious.
Exactly.
Like some people don't like chocolate. They're stupid. It's good. You know?
I agree.
Why do you eat chocolate? Yeah. Because it tastes good.
Well, you're right, because you know I see people drink Mountain Dew all the time. I don't like Mountain Dew. I call it nectar of the retards a lot, but they drink it because it's good. So you know.
Alex, do you like Mountain Dew?
I don't.
Do you like Mountain Dew, Alex?
I don't know.
No Mountain Dew.
That's a tough one, Mountain Dew.
Yeah, it is. That's
like really. You gotta ask yourself that. Like, do you really want to climb the mountain? Do you really want to do the do?
Oh God.
Oh, getting deep, man.
Yeah, you know, when you taste those type of products, you gotta ask yourself like, do I really want to do it? Or me personally, I don't give a fuck what I eat, because if I'm hungry, I'm going to eat it.
Yeah.
I don't care about religious reasons or personal reasons. As long as you don't do it excessively, you know, and when you clog your arteries and then you get yourself hurt, or, you know, you do anything excessively, you want to hurt yourself. But if I'm hungry, yeah, can I get extra cheese, bacon? Yeah.
Bacon.
Put the toppings on it. Yeah, let's fix it up and everything. But I understand certain religious and health advocates, you know, don't want to do it and everything. That's fine, you know. That's cool, you know. It's the cool side, and then it's the really cool side.
What's your take on Oreos?
I love Oreos.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay. Right?
I like Oreo cookies. I don't like Oreo people. Now that's
Oreo people?
Yeah, Oreo people. People who I would say who act a certain way, and we call them Oreos. That's an expression
Black,
that
I thought he meant
brown on the outside, white on the inside.
Yeah, guys who
you're going too deep. I'm just talking about the cookie.
Yeah, I'm talking about the cookie too. But I'm just saying I don't like people.
Okay.
It's like I don't like bacon people, but like people who pigs, who slobs, and I don't like you know, you come in their house and they messy and they got stuff everywhere and stuff. I'm like, come on, man. You know, you invited us over to watch the game, and you know we can't watch the game because your kids is everywhere. You know, I don't like pig people. So like bacon.
Yeah,
pig.
but you do like eating pig.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Okay.
And I don't like fish women. There we go.
Fish women.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want no fishy women, do you? Come on now. Let's. Are we on agreement with this?
But back to the subject at hand with Oreo cookies.
Okay, my bad. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Real quick, for anybody that don't know, NCAA was right. Don't mess with any fishy women. And by the way, fish isn't supposed to smell fishy, because if fish smells like fish, it's bad. So if your woman smells like that, then she's doing something wrong. Alex, do you agree?
Preach.
Amen.
Well, we got a hashtag there, fish women. That's going on Twitter right now. Fish women. Hashtag.
Hashtag
yeah,
fish
you
women.
go ahead and say that. Go and do that. Now, Alex, bacon strips and bacon strips. with you being on the show, when did you know that the show, when y'all knew that the show made it, when y'all started becoming, some would say a juggernaut, becoming very popular?
Pretty fast out of the gate. Probably about 2 months in. We're all from Canada, right? We're all from Montreal. Right. About 2 months in, it was wintertime, and we went down to Florida, and we started getting recognized on the beach. So that was pretty cool. First time, pretty far away from home, and people recognizing us just walking around.
Did you have your glasses on, or you just had like regular clothes?
Yeah, I had my glasses on. I have the reverse Clark Kent effect. If I put the glasses on, people know who I am. I'm like Superman. But if I take them off, then I'm hidden in plain sight. It's like Clark Kent was super. Yeah?
Nice.
They like that. Now, I do apologize. Shin-Blade has his personal vendetta against bacon. I love bacon. And you also...
Wait a minute. I didn't say that.
Yeah, you said it. You said it.
You're
a bacon hater.
You are a bacon hater, and you have a personal vendetta against bacon. To the people that love bacon,
everyone hate on him.
What the hell? I did not say I was against bacon. I just said I just chose not to eat bacon.
Everyone likes bacon.
High blood pressure, brother.
Alex, do you know? Are you a lover of tofu?
Nah.
What the hell is it? Spongy, right? You don't know what the hell it is, right? Okay.
Yeah, it's soap.
But yeah, Shin-Blade eats it. But it's neither here nor there. You loving bacon, and like you said, bacon is everywhere. It's like the next, I'm gonna say the next big thing, but it's the next big media point. With that, talk about your role within the show. For some reason, man, every time they would make these big, massive burgers, like the Big Boss Bacon Burger, these big concoctions, you were always the one that had to eat it. How many takes did it take you to eat it? Say it again. Oh, you wanted? Okay, you wanted.
Toasted.
How many takes did it take you to eat it? I know you always had a big old bottle of Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
Smart man.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right. Although sometimes it's different. Sometimes I'd get too much into it. I'd start pouring the Jack Daniels on the burger, and I'd shove it in my mouth. And when you take a shot of Jack Daniels, you get that Jack throat, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you put it on a burger, you're chewing on that. When you take a shot of Jack, you get 2 seconds of okay.
Yeah.
But when you're chewing on a burger filled with Jack, you just get that constantly for like a good minute of chewing on Jack Daniels. So that's not the best. I wouldn't recommend that.
Thank you for your honesty. Keep that in mind.
and there's a going trend. So far, Alex, you like bacon. So do we. Shin doesn't. You don't like tofu. Shin does. You like Jack Daniels. Does Shin like Jack Daniels?
I don't drink. Period.
Oh, good Lord, God. We apologize.
I haven't had a drink since I was 22.
Like 15
you
years
need
ago?
to hang out with Alex.
What, really, Gameboy, really, NC? Really, I'm straight edge. I don't drink. I don't do drugs.
So with you drinking Jack, you said, Alex, that you wanted to eat everything and wanted Jack. You specifically wanted to drink Jack every time you would eat, or is there any other alcoholic beverage that you would like to indulge while eating?
My choice is Jaeger, but it's kind of tough to do that while eating since it's 2 different liquors and you're mixing it up. So I just and the audience kind of like that, But I'm done with anything. Although,
Hennessy Gameboy, turn it over to you.
Well, Alex, my next question to you is, what has been your most memorable episode? I know you probably hear this a lot, but what has been the episode that really stood out? The one that you will always treasure, that you can go back and do over and over again?
The first.
First.
The first episode was the most organic in that it wasn't meant to be an episode. You know, it was just us being like, hey, let's do this because this is gonna taste delicious. And most of the beginning, most of the first few episodes was that type of mentality. But after the first one, it was automatic. Okay, we're making episodes now for YouTube. So that's why I always say the first one.
So,
wow.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really complain about McDonald's, Taco Bell, Wendy's, KFC on a cheap pizza. You can complain about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I can honestly complain about McDonald's food, but not Burger King. I had a bad experience with McDonald's food.
Who didn't?
Yeah.
who did?
McDonald's.
Baltimore, you know.
Everybody has a bad experience with McDonald's.
I would.
Millions served.
Now I would say this though before we move on with this. I am getting posts and tweets from people asking us fish women. We are trending. This show, Alex, is
we're trending worldwide.
Epic.
Fish women.
This show's title is Fish Women. Hashtag Fish Women. This is Under the Mat's title show. That's what it is.
All right.
What it do.
All right, fine. Deal. Change all the subjects. Let's go. Let's run with Fish Women.
Yeah, fish women.
So, Alex,
Fish Women.
When you think of fish women, first thing comes to your mind is what?
I'm kind of thinking of like a tuna fish sandwich with like a female voice and the bread kind of moving.
Good night, kids.
That's the first thing that's coming to mind. Am I wrong?
I'm being asked to define fish women, really? Okay, fish women is something that you... Okay, I'm going to clear the air so everybody will know. A fish woman is something that you take home and that you open up and that you smell and you know is just not right. You send it back to the sea. That's all it is. You take it home, you open it up, it don't smell right, you take it back and put it back to the sea. That's all it is. It's fish woman. It's fishy. You don't want it. You know what I mean? You don't want it. Trust the boy when I tell you.
So
Lord, please don't eat it.
You might get sick.
No.
Good night, kids.
No, don't eat it.
Good night, parents, kids. Good night. This is PG-14 or whatever you want to call it.
But don't eat the fish. No. Just say no all around the board.
Fish women. Thanks, Tennessee Gameboy. Told you, Alex.
Back to the interview. Sorry.
We are very
send it back to the sea.
Known show, and we also known for our randomness, and we just love having fun. So.
Yeah, it's all jokes and laughs.
Thank you, Night Court.
Yes, you did. Now,
shout out my friend Jay who asked that question.
Oh yeah, John Cole.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out to John Cole. Wanted to know about fish women. Now, Muscles, Alex, talk about your daily diet. I know you tend to work out. I know you're a very toned guy. A lot of ladies tend to love you. You've seen a lot of YouTube comments about you being a very muscular guy. Talk about your diet. Do you eat like the show, or is your diet actually different?
Do you what? Sorry, say that again?
He wanted you to explain your diet. Like,
explain your diet.
How you
your diet
self-toned or...
All right.
Oh my God.
Yeah. All right. I work out a lot, and I try to eat right, but I'm addicted to food. You know, my brain's bad when it comes to food. So a couple times a week, I need to cheat, and that was kind of part of how meal time started too. It was like supposed to be a cheat meal. So that's about it. I try to do it as best I can in between cheat meals. That's how I live.
Okay. Not bad.
Breaking under the mat text. I just got a tweet from our friend Saltine. Kids, cover your ears about fish women again. He answered the question in his words. Huh? Excuse me?
Really?
Yeah, he just answered the question. He's saying this very explicitly, bitch pussy smell like Jaws. From Saltine.
And this is what the show has come to. Thank everybody getting excited.
and ladies and gentlemen, please thank NSC Gameboy for bringing up fish women. Thank you much. Thank you for that. And thanks, So, real quick, seriously, back on topic. With the show and everything, we do know, Alex, on a serious note, that you decided to depart from Epic Mealtime, which I know we talked off air, and I, didn't realize it until after we spoke a few times. Would you mind letting us know what led to your decision of leaving the show?
Yeah. Basically, it got to the point, doing the meals every week for 2 years, that eventually you have to do something different in life. You have to either do something different or grow and do something more. And I wanted to do that, and there was no real room to do that with Epic Mealtime. So I decided to leave, and I still want to do something in the YouTube world though, because the fans are great. And it's a real cool job, if you can call it a job. So I left, and I'm like, okay, what do I like as much as food? And right away, sports came to mind. So I'm like, yeah, let's start a sports YouTube channel. And that's what I did. That's what I'm doing right now.
Okay. So you got time now. You can go ahead and promote it and tell us more about that.
All right. Well, it's called Sports Manias. Word is Sports Manias. So you look it up on YouTube, youtube.com/sportsmanias. And basically, I started at the beginning of this NFL season, going across the whole country, tailgating each week in a new city with crazy fans. I saw fans in Washington at 6 a.m. roasting a full pig. I know some people don't it, but listening does. Roasting a full pig for like 14 hours until game day. There's like 6 a.m. and there's a night game. People in Buffalo tailgating on Friday night for the Sunday game. They're tailgating for like 40 straight hours. People in Detroit had a hot tub at the back of their truck. Outside it's freezing cold, and they have a hot tub, so they're tailgating in there. It's just like parties all across the U.S. and just me kind of experiencing it and going around with a GoPro and kind of vlogging my experience and seeing kind of how one city's crazy tailgate differs from another one. And we did about 10 or 12 episodes. Those are all up now. And now we're going to start releasing NBA and NHL episodes where we're doing those games and doing still food stuff. We're incorporating like the best food from each city. And so people can still watch me eat if they want to.
Mm-hmm. So have you been here in Baltimore just yet?
Baltimore?
Yes.
Baltimore was the first city we did, actually.
So what were your thoughts on being here? Wow.
Yeah, Baltimore was cool.
There you go. Smart man. I like that. Got brains and muscles. Baltimore is a cool city, yes. It's the truth.
Right there.
Yeah.
The Birds in the playoffs.
Woohoo!
There you go. Tough game next week with the Patriots.
We're going to kill them.
No, we won't kill them.
Yeah. No,
it's going to be a tough game. Yeah, he's still
kill
Brady.
Tom Brady, then we got the whole game.
So you going for the Patriots, huh?
No, I'm not going for anyone. I just like football and, enjoy every game. But I think the Patriots might have an edge. You can't really bet against Tom Brady.
Yeah, you can.
He won the Super Bowl in 10 years, so I guess you can, right?
Yeah.
No.
You can bet on him. Remember, Baltimore's cool. Remember, you just said that.
Yeah, Baltimore is cool.
Yeah, remember Baltimore cool? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I like your inner harbor. It's a cool spot to chill.
Oh,
Really,
yeah.
you did? How long was you here? No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. They probably like, what the hell is he saying? Oh, I'm just playing.
Oh my
Baltimore
God.
is a great place to visit, folks. I wouldn't recommend to live here, but because of the change of the environment. But it is a great place to visit. The Inner Harbor is great, and Arundel Mills Mall is a great place, great scenery. The Science Center, the aquarium, and other fun things you can do with water here. And crabs.
Like
everything
crabs.
got crabs. The people are crabs.
Yeah,
the girl
girl
got crabs. Every crabs. So you can always crab it. But Alex, my last question to you, real quick, because I know we gotta get ready to let you go. My last question to you is that now that you have accomplished so much, you became a overnight celebrity with the show and everything. What is the next goal that you're really shooting for now? You with these various projects and everything, just also showing success and everything. What is the next goal that you see for yourself reaching out to attain?
I always want to be doing cool stuff, in my life, and I think.
Oh, okay.
So can you repeat that, Alex? Well, you lost you a little bit.
Yeah, I said I want to keep doing cool stuff, cool fun stuff in my life. I think if there's a camera around, people like stuff. So right now I want to keep doing cool stuff with Sports Manias. I got to travel all across the country doing these tailgates. Next year I'm hoping to do a college football tour. And all sorts of things in between. We're just, putting cool YouTube videos out every single week. And then now we're starting a Snapchat page for Sports Manias where we're going to do cool stuff every single day. So things are kind of are growing there, and it's cool. Every day is fun.
All right.
So wow.
So after you said you did the NFL. Next you're gonna do NBA.
Yeah.
Once you take over once you do everything with the NBA, what's gonna be your next mission? Will you go NHL? Will it be well, they're really on tailgate in baseball, but I know baseball they have like a lot of, like every stadium has like a signature meal or dish. Did y'all think of that?
Yes. So for the next 3 months, we're gonna do hockey and basketball, and then we're thinking, for the baseball season to do kind of like a ballpark food type tour. That could be something, and then next fall do like a college football tour, and then keep going, and maybe go to the World Cup, maybe go to the Olympics, maybe do all sorts of things.
All right. Well, this will let you know, man. Anytime you near here in the area, in Baltimore again, or we don't mind help sponsor you, even helping out with you sometime down the line to be able to be around you to help tailgate or do anything in your projects. Definitely.
Yeah, we'd be honored.
I'll go too.
It's gonna be bacon there.
Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you something. I know Epic Mealtime can put together a great grilled cheese sandwich with mozzarella sticks in the middle. I can tell you that much.
It's not even that foul. What are you talking about?
It's not even that.
Alex, we do apologize for
Hey, wait. I just made up something. I just made that up.
Alex, let him know anything that y'all did at Epic Mealtime had to always include one ingredient. What was that?
Love.
Sir, repeat that again?
Bacon.
Of course. Every meal on Epic Mealtime.
Family Feud,
bacon.
Smart answer. Good answer.
So if Shin-Blade, you come with us and we're able to hang out with Alex in the near future down the line, you probably going to have to pack your own lunch because it's going to be a lot of bacon, a lot of bacon strips, and a lot of chocolate, Oreo cookies, and everything else.
Wait. You said chocolate and Oreo cookies. I don't mind chocolate. I like chocolate. I am chocolate.
Well, Alex said like Oreo cookies.
Not pause. What?
Yeah, pause.
No.
Recap. Retake. What?
Hold on, brothers. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
I like chocolate. I got chocolate bars in the house, and
you
know, I get a bite every now and then if I could. Snickers bar.
Well, Alex, what are your thoughts on Shin-Blade saying how he has chocolate bars in his house? He gets a bite whenever he can.
Shut up! Come on, man. Really?
let our guest answer the question. Alex, what's your thoughts?
My thoughts are that I Am Chocolate is a great rap album name.
Alex.
His first single was Bacon on the Side.
Not to hold you, not to hold you up though, but we got a challenge from Saltine, Moneymaker EH Saltine. He says chocolate bacon. Can you make it?
Chocolate bacon?
Chocolate bacon.
Yeah.
Can you do that, Alex?
Of course.
Is that even a such thing as a chocolate bacon?
I've seen it.
All over it. That's great.
Oh.
Wow.
I meant to try that.
I never knew that.
I've seen it done.
Oh, for real? Wow.
They even I will say this, they do have in Baltimore, they do have a bacon festival that my friends dragged me to like a couple months ago. So
yes, they do.
They do have it's like in the spring, I think. Is it? Yeah, bacon festival. So
down Fells Point. I mean, not Fells Point.
Yeah, Fells Point.
Federal Hill. It was Federal Hill or Fells Point. It was one close around that area. Okay, it's Fells Point. All right. Yeah, I actually heard of that.
So we can send Alex an invite.
Yeah, we definitely could. Alex doesn't mind. Come to the Bacon Festival.
Show him how to real bake.
Every day is a bacon festival.
Show him the gun.
All bacon.
All B.
Oh my God.
Anyway,
so that means that, Alex, anything did you want to add? Wanted to plug before we let you go? Thanks so much for coming on to the show for you and have fun.
Cool. You guys, your listeners, Sports Manias on YouTube, on social media, and Alex.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you very much,
Alex,
man. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you much, man. I hope to have you back on soon. Thanks.
Cool, man. Good talking.
Bye.
Oh.
Don't forget the fish. Going back in the
Everybody, that was the man himself, Alex Perrault, best known as Menace's Glasses from Epic Mealtime. Tennessee Gameboy, your thoughts?
Hey, he's a cool dude. I had to do my research and watch some of the episodes of Epic Mealtime and everything, and he literally don't talk. And it was cool to actually hear him speak and everything. Good guy and everything. And please support his project and everything, folks. That sounds like a real great thing that he's working on. So glad to have him on. Get a chance to expose the newness.
Well, definitely. Real wet. Just want to. Hey.
Real wet.
Real what?
Saying real quick. Just want to say real quick. Thanks, Alex, for coming on to the show. And him coming on. I know he really doesn't do as many interviews as before, so this is a big honor, as we always do here under the Mat Radio, of having people who don't do as many interviews or have first timers on the show. So, thanks much. Always been a big fan. Big shout out to my cousin, the Chuckster, who actually got me into Epic Mealtime, because about 2 years ago I didn't know who they were. So he came over the house one day and said, oh yeah, bacon strips. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about, bacon strips? He said, you gotta see this show, Epic Mealtime. I'm like, what the hell is that? This show of these Canadians be eating all this like food. And they piling bacon on burgers and pizza, and I was like, good Lord. And since then I've always been hooked, so big up to my cousin Chuck for that. Shin-Blade, real quick, go in and I know you have some words you have to say.
And some hockey sticks with the Canadians. No, actually, I just got a under the mat update, which I got from our good friend Jai, and he says only chumps eat bacon. So just let that know. I do have somebody on my side when it comes to the bacon business.
Two people out of how many million people in America that eats bacon?
The millions
Mostly
and
white.
millions.
Mostly white people.
What?
What are you talking about? You know how many black households go up with bacon for breakfast?
Hey, I know brothers that swear off the swine, either health, religious, or even personal reasons, bro.
And I guarantee you, just as many brothers you know that don't eat swine is just triple that they do.
Mhm.
Well, my grandfather died.
So Shin-Blade, your thought?
Well, just like NSC Gameboy said, I had to do my research too. I didn't do as extensive as he did because I've been running around as of late with a lot of busy things. I apologize for that, but you know, for my lack of knowledge, and you know, just made for an interesting interview and probably a little square off. You know, maybe I have to come up with my epic tofu time or something. You won't get as many hits though, but you know, we could swing a little something like that.
You know what bacon is, but you don't know what tofu is, but you eat it. And to just let you know
tofu
about bacon
is from soybeans. Yeah.
Right in the spongy.
It's good though. It's try it.
And this will let you know that bacon sales 2013 rose to an all-time high, and it is expected to grow even higher in the year 2015 of at least 13 more %. So just to let you know how important bacon is, it sold well over $4 billion in the year of 2014. That is bacon, the great food that we love, but Shin hates.
Are you licking your lips when you talk about bacon?
No, pause. No one's doing that.
No, you're talking about bacon.
You think about someone else licking their lips.
You having Homer Simpson moments thinking about bacon.
No, I'm not. I'm just reading just a fact to let you know that there's more people that like bacon as opposed to the two people that you know that don't.
No, hold on. No, when you were talking about bacon, you were just like
no, it's a fact. It's online. Look it up.
No,
Google.
what you're talking about is a fact though. But the way you read it was like
men licking lips over the radio, which meant you had to think about it psychologically. And
even Saltine is on your side. You were licking your lips talking about bacon in 2013.
Yes. Fellas, this is a live radio show, and we arguing about bacon and tofu.
Yes.
We still have another 50 minutes. We still have another 50 minutes to talk, and we're talking about bacon and tofu.
And earlier,
think about that for about 2 seconds.
Yeah, and let's also think about what we have trendy now because of you, which is fish women. And also, I also got a tweet called Oreo People. Someone actually just tweeted me and asked, "What is Oreo People?"
Oreo People. If you have to ask who Oreo People is, then don't worry about it. Oreo People know who Oreo People are.
But this one makes it great. We talk about bacon, strips, tofu,
fish women, Oreo People,
fish women,
and
Oreo
pig people. Don't forget pigs.
Yeah, pig people.
Slobs. Pig people.
Believe we have a caller calling on in.
I need a pen to write this down.
706. Area code. It's Toph.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Hey, brother.
What's going on, Happy New Year.
So,
y'all too. Yeah, man, I just had like the worst experience ever, man.
Oh,
what happened?
I don't want to go too off topic, but since you guys are just going off the place, whatever. So, you know, I'm a gamer. I like to game. I like to play Super Smash Brothers, you know, competitively, stuff like that. Never really gone to a tournament before, at least not a big one. Went ahead to a tournament today in the ATL, and had a big turnout earlier, about 64 entrants, which is a pretty big number. Sometimes people stream tournaments, you know, like on Twitch.com, where people stream stuff live, whatever.
Right.
You know, so I get played up against this dude named David, right, this white boy. And, you know, I've never been to a tournament before, so I don't know what proper tournament etiquette is. So I'm thinking, okay, do I introduce myself, say, hey, nice to play you, may the best player win, yada, yada. I don't really know this dude. So it's my first tournament, so I go ahead and introduce myself to him, right? And, you know, his mind wasn't really there. I ever talk to somebody and they just don't really seem to be there, like they're nervous about something. So he kind of shrugs off my introduction, and he's like, have you seen my girlfriend? And I'm like, dude, I don't know you. So, of course, I haven't seen your girlfriend. And he's like, I got to find my girlfriend. I'm like, okay, well, I hope you find her, but you do know we got a match in like 10 minutes, right? And he just kind of walked off. So I go to the station waiting for our match, and, the referee gives a warning, you got 5 minutes to show up, blah, blah, blah. So he's pacing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I'm like, man, this dude has to get his priorities straight. So then he finally finds his girlfriend, and it's like her birthday, So he's like, can I have everyone's attention, please? And everyone, like, stops playing, and he wants to get everybody to sing happy birthday to her in unison. So I'm like, okay, well,
God.
whatever. Okay. So then he starts singing happy birthday, and then everyone else starts singing happy birthday, and then, like, out of nowhere, he just gets down on one knee and proposes to her right there. So then everyone just gets all hype and stuff because it's like a tournament. Everyone's like, oh, like the stuff you see on World Star, So, and keep in mind, like, this is a pretty big tournament here. We got, like, because it's not just Smash Brothers going on. Like, people are playing Street Fighter over there. People are playing Marvel vs. Capcom over there. So there's, like, this big auditorium. Got about 400, 500 people, about a good 2,000, 3,000 watching live. So, I'll give him credit for credit's due. It was pretty ballsy on his part to propose in front of that many people. So she says yes, and, so they hug and they embrace and they kiss, and everyone's happy. They're happy. The fans are happy. Everyone watching online is happy. Everyone's hype and stuff. Real good feel-good moment. Personally, it's the first time I've seen a proposal in person, because when you think about it, most of us don't ever see it in person. We just see, like, the after act of, someone going on Facebook posting a picture, So it was special, So everyone feels good. Everyone's happy. Here's the problem. I got to fight this dude. So everyone's cheering him because, hey, that's the dude that just proposed in front of his girlfriend. So I'm the fucking asshole. So people want to, boo me for no reason, just because. So we start playing, and, like, everything I'm doing, they're booing me. And everything he does, they cheer him. And I'm like, well, darn. Like, what the, like, this is like what being a heel feels like, I guess. Like, literally everything I do, like, I'm just getting booed, and then I beat him. And then when I beat him, people are throwing trash at me like I'm an NWO member. Like, oh, you're a piece of crap, Toph. You're a party pooper, Toph. And I'm like, what do you want me to do? You want me to do a finger poke of doom? Take the job? Like, what? Like, what is this, man? What is this? So I'm like, man, well,
finger poke of doom.
Case in point, to anyone listening, if you ever go to a tournament, never ever play someone that just proposed, because you will become heel of the year. Man, not even John Cena get this as much heat, man. Good grief, man. Other than that, I'm doing fine.
Toph, I was beginning to ask you about that. Were you a John Cena heel or a Miz heel?
Oh no, I was a John Cena heel, man. They hated me, man. They hated me. They told me to get out, They were like, man, don't ever come back here. I'm like, darn. Yeah, it was Rick Rude heat, man.
Welcome.
All I
welcome
needed
to
was
my
the
world.
robe.
Welcome to my world. That's what being NFC is a professional gamer. I've been in many professional game tournaments. Some I've won, some I've lost, and I am constantly hated. So when people defeat me in games, it's always a parade and cheer. Like, when people beat me in a game, I can go over your house and be a crowd of people. For some reason, when I lose, everyone cheers. It is the weirdest shit ever. It happens everywhere I go because I'm so good and I'm so renowned as a professional. It's like when you beat me, it's like you won the Olympics. Like, you got the title. It's like the Daniel Bryan moment of WrestleMania 30. Like, the confetti comes from the sky and everybody's just in singing Kumbaya and unisex and stuff. Like, it's just the weirdest shit ever. So I say thank you, Toph, for understanding where I'm coming from. You did a good job. You should have whooped his ass 2 times if you could.
Has nothing to do.
Embrace the hate. You'll love it.
It is business. It's nothing to do with personal. His proposal
nothing
is personal.
Personal. Never.
Nothing.
It's all business. I'm glad you with this tail. I would have did it more.
But here's the thing.
I told him that before the match, and I congratulated him on his engagement stuff. So, yeah.
You should take a selfie after you done too, just watching his had a selfie with, like, this is what happens when you lose after you get proposed. Cute. You know what I mean? Yeah,
this is what you did, right? Should have got his email, took a picture of you whipping his tail, and mailed it to him. Just as
that could have been an early wedding gift.
Yep, exactly. There you go.
Step your Smash Brother game up.
Maybe I could be the best man, Best man 3.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it could be.
Fox,
you can be Terrence Howard,
Oh, really? Really, dude?
Let everybody know. Let everybody know. I'm not sure if you was able to listen earlier, but of course, you know how the show is. Talk about wrestling, everything else random. Shin-Blade is a bacon hater. Innocent Gameboy
No, I just don't like
fish
bacon.
women. You bacon hater. Shin-Blade.
Going back to the
Innocent
sea,
Gameboy talk about fish women. And basically what we're going to do now for the next, since Innocent Gameboy's right about time, 45 minutes. We're going to do a quick old cap of we're going to have callers call in and talk about the year in review, the year that was 2014 in the world of wrestling. I believe Salty Eric will be calling in, General T Storm, some other people, some people that was actually in the business might be calling in to talk about the year 2004 that was in wrestling. So when you think of 2014 in wrestling, the first thing that pops in your mind is what? And after this, the last Innocent Gameboy and then Shin-Blade.
Mostly disappointment, mainly for the WWE product, because a lot of people that should be megastars are not. Because the year started off with such a good positive vibe, and then by the end of the year, you know, you just kind of scratch your head like what happened. I mean, just for taking WWE into perspective, like at the beginning of the year, you had the Shield, you had the Wyatt family, you had Daniel Bryan, you had Cesaro, and by the end of the year, like all those things are over. So you're just kind of scratching your head like, what happened? You know? So definitely probably if I could sum up 2014 WWE with one word, it would probably be disappointing.
Innocent Gameboy?
Yeah, to add on to that, you know, last year was the year of just what the hell. I mean, you got CM Punk leaving because his life was being pretty much threatened. Undertaker losing the streak, of course, to Brock Lesnar. Then Brock Lesnar defeating John Cena and going home to eat Jimmy John's for months. Then you got people like Cesaro and Bray Wyatt and them who's getting great pushes, pretty much get pushed to the back burner. And when you look at TNA, they pretty much lost their TV deal, got another TV deal, but just not as good as the TV deal they had before. And
actually, I think it's better.
Actually, I think it's not. Not a lot of people have Destination
We'll cover that. We'll cover that later. Go ahead.
Yeah, but
we'll get to that later.
To add into what Toph was saying, it was a very disappointing year. WWE suffered tremendously with the network and still not able to be seen in most places across seas. Pretty much a lot of people talking about, you know, they want to be paid royalties for their footage being used and everything. A lot of guys and girls feel, you know, betrayed to the business. Kayfabe has officially died last year in wrestling. Like, it is really, like, just dead. And overall, shout out to the indies, the independents. That's the only thing I can say that was good about wrestling last year. The independents did their thing. They was really, you know, Ring of Honor, a lot of some of the independent shows that we went to, the interviews that we did. Independence is really kicking off. Shout out to those guys. You know what I mean? Because, you know, they still trying to keep the dream alive, where everybody else is killing it badly. So,
hey, real quick, Shin, your thoughts of 2014 in wrestling?
Well, it's just like what Toph said in Inside Wrestling, I think like a week or two ago. Like now it's getting to the point at the end of 2014, it's the rise of other companies who's trying to be number two. And not to mention, from last week, we had Eric from Lucha Underground. He was saying that the show's not trying to be anything. They're just trying to do their show. They were just trying to be by themselves. And apparently it works and everybody's watching it, even though El Rey is not available in a lot of dish and satellite and cable companies. But I think 2014 for me is the year of like a mudslide. Like you come from the top. You started from the top, now you're at the bottom. You know, to be reverse Drake. Reverse Drake in WWE. And the thing is that one of the things I remember in 2014 is two great promos which are my absolute favorite, and it's by the same guy, and that was Paul Heyman. The first promo that he did was when the Undertaker's undefeated streak was halted the night after WrestleMania on was it Raw Mania, and then the other one was the one where they beat John Cena, and after that it's just getting to the point where even I got a tweet from Saltine about the things that Vince McMahon has done stupidly, and we all been saying it before, and even Bobby Fulton said it was John Cena, it was oversaturation. We had Cesaro that was pushed to the moon with Andre the Giant Battle Royal, and then he has Paul Heyman, and now he's like coming out to house shows saying how much his music sucks and talking about the four ropes and things like that. So I think personally for me is that, what 2015 is going to bring is that everybody else is just going to look at other companies and keep their eye on WWE just in case they pick the ball back up again, which should be around about this time because this is the road to WrestleMania.
Okay. Well, guess on my end, 2014, surprisingly, I'm surprised Topher and Shin-Blade didn't mention this, is the growth of the big growth in popularity of Perrault, which is Japanese wrestling. I'm seeing the big growth of that taking a hit, which is very good. 2014, of course, had its lows, had its highs, but I will say 2014, the most of any year that I will say since 1996 had the most surprises that's ever been done in wrestling so far. Reason why: 2014, Bryan wins the title, defies all odds, gets injured. Taker Streaks ends. Sting shows up. CM Punk leaves. There's no other year since 1996 when Hogan decided to trade on NWO where that nothing that actually shook the wrestling world as in when Undertaker lost the streak. We even say when Sting even showed up, or when CM Punk left. All of this stuff happened. I know, Toph, you did a great article on the year that was 2014 a few months ago about what so much happened on wrestling. Good thing on our end, I commend Anderson Gameboy and everybody that also mentioned Impact. Because when you mention wrestling, everybody keep focusing on WWE. It's like, wait, there's still Impact, there's still Ring of Honor, there's still CCW, there's still Japan, there's still Global Force. So 2014, at the end of the day, wherever you look at it more on the negative, glass half empty, glass half full, will be one of the most memorable years in wrestling history of what so much has happened. Now, to Anderson Gameboy point, Anderson Gameboy, you feel to Impact going to Destination America isn't as good of a move, and why do you feel that way?
Well, if you remember last week when we talked to Eric, and he was telling us that just because it's going to Destination America, it's going to a smaller network. It's not as big as Spike. Spike has been around for a number of years, many number of years. Destination America hasn't. Just because it has a TV deal doesn't mean that it's still going to bring in the same success that it was when on Spike. Now, granted, I will say that Destination America has promoted Impact very, very well, and it's probably going to be this flagship show of the network. But with that saying, once again, it's not going to do too well if it's only shown in a couple places in a couple cities. If it's in select places, you know what I mean, you're pretty much just bigger than an independent. You're not back to where you was. Where it was number 2 right under WWE. It's not going to be number 2 anymore. Why? Because it's going to have the same momentum that all these other independents have, because they got TV deals and they in select cities too. So that's why I said that them going to Destination America, yes, it's a network or anything, but it's nowhere near as big as Spike TV was.
Well, I will say this, and I'll let Toph chime in. Is what you're saying is right. Reason why I feel Destination America, the network itself may not be name-wise as big as Spike, but one thing it is doing more than Spike has ever done is promote it. That also helps. That is the one thing that TNA didn't do well at all was help promote their brand. Um, thing TNA still has over other indie promotions, they still have a national TV deal. No other air quote indie, no other wrestling federation has a national TV deal but WWE. So even though they may be taking a little step backwards as far as name recognition, because of course Spike has more name value than Destination America. Because hell, most people didn't know they had Destination America. They had Comcast. They can't even tell you what channel it's on. But the good thing for them, they're still on national TV. No other wrestling company can say they have national TV except for WWE. So hopefully for TNA, if they continue to be who they are and not make the same mistakes as you said, be WWE Light or Junior, then it may go well. It may. So, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm friends on. Well, I was friends on Facebook with the NoDQ.com owner. He knows who he is, and he just recently unfriended me the other day because he did something on his website that I disagreed with. His website used to have separators of WWE, TNA, everything else. But what he's done now is he just has a WWE section. What's that?
Said, Dad, guys, Toph's really a heel. People unfriending them. People mad at him. So
anyway, he got rid of. What he does now is he has a WWE section, and everything else is just labeled indie. So TNA, Ring of Honor, everything else fits under indie. And I was like, dude, that's stupid. TNA is not indie. And he was trying to justify why he thought it was indie. And I was like, look, man, TNA's been through ups and downs, but, you go on their Facebook page right now, and anyone listening, go on their Facebook page right now. They got over 1 million likes. 1 million likes. Even in their worst, they were still drawing in over, even in their worst, they were still getting 1.1s, 1.2s, 1.3s, okay? And no disrespect to Ring of Honor, because they're great too, but they're indie. They're not there yet. They're like in the 5 digits on Facebook. They got like 35,000, 45,000, when they have their shows. And granted, their shows may draw better than TNA. Their house shows and all their events draw better, but like, their national stuff, they're still, you know what I'm saying? So I disagreed with him referring to TNA as an indie promotion because despite what they've done, they have over 1 million fans watching on a regular basis. Whether it's the same million or a new million, it doesn't matter. But to answer your question, moving to Destination America was probably a bad move in the short term, but in the long term, it's the better move. Destination America, they're going to be showing TNA all day tomorrow. They've been showing Impact ads all day today. I have my TV on Destination America right now. They just showed a Kurt Angle ad literally 2 minutes ago. They're advertising TNA way more than Spike ever did. When they were on Spike, they had to satisfy and please Spike. They always advertised MMA and Bellator, and the plugs were so one-sided because they would hardly ever advertise TNA back. So now that they're on Destination America, TNA as a company can finally focus on themselves. They don't have to worry about satisfying the powers that be. The problem, though, is that, as it was said earlier, Destination America, not many people have it compared to Spike. In fact, there are many countries right now that don't even have Destination America. Like one of my friends, Guy, from the Flock, Destination America is not even offered in Canada. And he's very upset about that because he's a big TNA fan. So there's a lot of people that are not going to be able to watch TNA right now. And, the thing is, we've seen through other promotions, like Ring of Honor, for instance, they have a thing where you can go on the website and you can watch the most recent episodes. So we've seen companies exist before, without a TV deal. I mean, most folks that I know that watch Lucha, they watch it on the internet because they don't have, the El Rey network on their cable thing. So it's possible for a company to thrive without, a legitimate TV deal. Is just you have to improvise. Like the way Ring of Honor does it is you got to make an account, become a ringside member, and then you can just go on their website and you get discounts on all their stuff, and you can just type in the date and watch whatever. So TNA, until they get a TV deal in other countries like Canada, they may want to improvise, maybe even consider doing iPay-per-views. I see that they've completely dropped Lockdown as a pay-per-view. They're doing tapings for it on January 9th, so it's just going to be a regular show now. So, they're going to have to improvise. But I do think that in the long run, down the road, like a year from now, Destination America is definitely the best decision they could have made. But it's going to be an upward climb, because they're going to be losing about and this is just me being generous. They're going to lose because foreign fans like Canadians and UK fans are very passionate. They don't really have any loyalty like a lot of American fans do. They appreciate wrestling, and so since TNA won't be there for the time being, TNA is probably going to lose about maybe 200, 300,000 of their normal viewers. So that's just me being generous. Could be more.
Real quick, Shane, go ahead. You had some words to say.
I was agreeing with Topher what he said though, but it was that with what you said about ROH is actually true. Like ROH, as far as like shows, it is number 2 under WWE, but ROH could be number 2 and be under WWE, but their TV deal is not, at least to where TNA is, because I will say this, in Baltimore, they play it on times where people are out of the house, which, they don't watch TNA. And I found that to be sad because I met with somebody in the industry inside, and they were saying that that's all that it could get because it would cost more to put it on days where people could actually watch ROH. And I watch ROH on YouTube as far as like current material. I even sent you a video of Stokely Hathaway. So I agree with Toph is saying and things of that nature. But I did want to ask a question, though. Toph, can you, even though this is 2015, can you give us what you think about the Global Force / New Japan show over the weekend?
I thought it was a good show. Probably the best wrestling show that you'll see this year. One of the biggest problems with New Japan Pro Wrestling, and from an American fan standpoint, is the wrestling's good, but like you don't know anybody, you don't know the history, and the commentary's in Japanese. There needs to be a bridge for American fans to understand what's going on, and that was kind of like what JR and Matt Striker did. So when guys came out, JR and Matt Striker would compare them to wrestlers that we may be familiar with, like a Kurt Angle or a Bruiser Brody or a Shawn Michaels. So like when we see these guys come out, we got a better picture of who they are, what kind of style they have, and so on and so forth, because of JR and Matt Striker. I also thought another thing I liked about the show was it had a freelance vibe in the sense that they pretty much talked about every promotion freely. Lucha got a plug, Ring of Honor got a plug, TNA got a plug, WWE got a plug. It wasn't one of those kind of like taking shots at other companies. Like pretty much every person that came out, if they had a history, like when Shelton Benjamin came out, his history with the world's greatest tag team with Charlie Haas was mentioned. When AJ Styles came out, JR just said straight up, AJ Styles is the best product TNA ever produced. When the Young Bucks and Red Dragon came out at the beginning of the show, Matt Striker talked about the Ring of Honor work. That was probably what I liked about the show the most. It just had a freelance shoot where, like in New Japan Pro Wrestling, like it doesn't really matter where you come from. We accept everybody, and there's no bias here. That's probably the best thing I liked about the show. The visual was cool. The long walkway was cool. The stairway was cool. The visual-wise, it definitely had the appearance of a WrestleMania, just the visual of it. That's something that TNA Ring of Honor has to work on. Their best shows of the year visually look like every other show. And that's just me as a TNA fan being honest. But overall, I thought the show was good.
Like I said, I haven't got a chance to watch it. I'll probably watch it later today, Wrestle Kingdom 9. I will say the one thing to give the Japanese credit for is they treat a lot of their, here in the States, Mania is like the end-all be-all, the biggest show of the year, or WCW's was Starrcade, TNA's was Bound for Glory. Japan, they treat a lot of their, as we would call regular monthly pay-per-views like a WrestleMania, the long ramps and the fireworks and the streams, and Japan always did great at that and making every event feel just as big. No one event, if it happened January or March, every event felt big as a WrestleMania. You treated it as such. It's not like here where it's February or whatever. It's not going to be as good, but next month will be WrestleMania, so we got to watch it. So, that's one thing Japan always did good with that. Any Gameboy, any thoughts you have on what we said, any memorable events for you that happened in 2014?
Well, the most memorable event is something like I talked about last week. I was actually at WrestleMania 30, which I will be at WrestleMania 31, and I did get a chance to see The Undertaker lose the streak to Brock Lesnar. I actually did see people get up and leave. Very, very salty fans. Look like the Steelers fans from this past Saturday.
Oh yeah,
very salty. Yeah, they were crying. They were, of course, the guy with the face that was the meme that everybody looked at for God knows when, and it was just when it happened, you was a part of history. Like I went back and watched it on DVD and on Blu-ray, and it just didn't have the same feeling because when the Undertaker lost, you didn't really it took like 3 minutes before everybody knew what happened. Because we thought the referee messed up or, somebody didn't get a cue or whatever. And then when they showed the 21-1, we was like, what? Like, people was like, what in the hell? Like, what happened? It happened so fast. It took people by surprise. Like, they seen it, but they just didn't register. It didn't really hit home until they actually seen the number and then Brock Lesnar music played, which, It was a great moment, and I'm a big Brock Lesnar fan, always have been since his debut, 10, 11 years ago, whatever. So it was real cool to see him win because I think he was the only person that really could beat the streak and would make it be legitimate, you know what I mean? But that was probably the biggest moment just as a wrestling fan because I used to love The Undertaker. He was my favorite wrestler growing up. Tech. I know back when we used to be kids and used to wrestle in the basement, my character was under, the whole Dark Man gimmick and everything when I was younger.
Right.
So, I was a big Undertaker fan, and over time, of course, I left The Undertaker for other wrestlers that I became fans of. So it was kind of like bittersweet to see my old favorite lose, but it was a great moment to remember. So that would be my moment in 2014, watching The Undertaker streak broken in person live and people leaving. And WWE, you're not slick because a lot of people left. I saw the tape. Y'all not slick. It got up. It was mad. Thought Flacco was in the building.
Shin and Toph, you want to go ahead?
Really the best thing that you could compare Taker's streak being broken to, this might sound sort of silly, but you could almost compare it to the death of a real person. Because when someone that dies in real life, we all go through phases. Like first, it's like shock. When the referee counted 3 and the match was over, it was utter shock, bewilderment, and confusion. All types of things were going through the mind of fans. Like first of all, the first thing was that the ref botched. That was the first thing immediately. Like the ref botched, or did the ref count fast? Is it a swerve, some kind of angle, like how they did at Starrcade, where Nick Patrick was supposed to count fast but didn't, and was it something like that? Was it the angle camera positioning? Just utter shock, and then denial, where when someone you care about dies and you don't believe it, no way, that can't be it. It's got to be a mistake. There's got to be someone else, and that was kind of like how it was. Like when the match first, when Taker first lost, and those first moments of it, it was just shock and denial, where fans didn't think it was real. They thought it was a mistake. Someone messed up. Then you saw 21-1 pop up, and the thing about that was, and see, one thing I noticed about that match was every match at WrestleMania 30. And this is something that fans may have to watch again. Every match at WrestleMania 30 had a replay. When the match is over and they show a replay what happened? Every match had a replay except that match. That was one of the biggest reasons why fans thought that it was a botch. That match was not replayed. Go back and watch WrestleMania 30. They did not do a replay for Brock Lesnar pinning Taker. He pinned him 1, 2, 3, and immediately after he pinned him, the 21-1 showed up. So it was confusing because it was like, okay, it's not a botch because as soon as he lost, 21-1 came up like instantly, which means that they were prepared for it. But at the same time, there was no replay, and it was the only match on the card that didn't get a replay, which was just sort of weird. So then once it became clear that he did win, and then Justin Roberts announced Brock Lesnar as the winner, that was when anger came. In real life, when people you care about that die, you're angry. Why are you angry? I mean, no one ever wants to deal with, death, but when people are suffering, they feel the need to be angry and then want to put the blame on something. You're angry at death. You're angry that they're dead. You're angry that they moved on, and left you behind. So you're angry that The Undertaker lost. You're angry that Brock Lesnar pinned him. Then after that, there's sadness, the funeral, where you go to the funeral, you do the eulogy, everyone says a few words about the person. Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman, they leave, and then the camera shows Taker, and he's taking forever to get up, and the commentary team's quiet, everyone's quiet. He gets up, and then Taker leaves, and he walks up the ramp, and that was acceptance. Acceptance is once the person has been buried, they're already gone, and the funeral's over, and you just accept it. You don't ever really recover from the death of a loved one, but you do accept it. You learn to live with it, and you just kind of move on. And that's kind of what happened with Taker. It was like literally going through the phases of like someone actually dying. Anger, shock, sadness, and then acceptance. And Taker just sort of left. The difference is that when Shawn Michaels and when Ric Flair, when they lost their matches at WrestleMania, going into it, most fans knew it was over. You know what I mean? Like, we knew Flair was done. We knew Shawn was done, but we didn't really think Taker was done. He's just one of those guys you just never really think, oh, no, he'll never lose. Because there were many fans that legitimately thought, oh, this dude's going to retire undefeated. It was just shock,
Well,
so.
With that being said, real quick, guys, I'm going to bring in good buddy of ours, General T. Storm. Be there?
Hey, guys, what's going on?
Hey,
how you doing?
How's it going?
Hey, real quick, Tim, we just wanted to, we're talking about the year 2014, real quick. Tell us, real quick, your most memorable event from the year 2014.
Oh, it was a lot. But you know what? A great year was right before Christmas at ACW when the winners, Louis G. No. You know what? No.
Really?
Sorry about that. The winners, the whole team, but there's two men who are the ACW Tag Team Champions, Precious Pat Anthony and Rayburn. Those two had fought hard to fight for those titles. Those two have gone against a group called Pretty Ugly, who, well, as you guys saw since you guys were there, they freaking lost. But my favorite moment of that night was when the winners won the ACW Tag Team Championship belts. That was my favorite moment.
All right.
Okay.
Wait a minute. T-Storm.
Yeah.
So there was nothing in WWE or TNA or Lucha that you actually liked in 2014?
You know what? That WWE on that one. First of all, I would have to say something before I even talk about what my favorite moment was from there. Screw the freaking Authority. I mean, seriously, freaking assholes of the Authority. But my favorite moment from Raw was when, first when Big Show was working for John Cena, and all of a sudden he turned and went with the Authority.
Okay. He second punch in the Survivor Series?
Yep.
Okay.
And, all right, so there is something I do want to talk about.
Okay.
And,
you got about 2 minutes.
And Tex, we already know about this.
Okay.
Well, half of them don't. But anyways, what I'm saying is, I have a friend named Brian who is actually starting a company this year. And you know what? All I can say is, we're going to the Extreme Boys. And who knows? We might want you at the company to see this. because we will be
Okay.
based in Baltimore County.
All right.
So that's
You
all I
said
gotta
the
say.
company's going to the extreme?
Yeah, we're going to the extreme. I can't tell you guys what the company's name is because my boss says I can't tell you. But all I can say is for the first night of that show for that company, we'll go to the extreme. You'll see what I'm talking about whenever we get to the party. All right, boys. Well,
Okay.
you know what? I actually have one more thing to say.
Sure.
Tech,
Yes.
Shin, all you guys, listen. You know what? When I saw you guys at ACW, I was thinking, what are these three doing? They're going to get themselves hurt. But, you know what? I'm kind of glad you guys didn't. But there's another thing I want to call out. There is one person I do want to call out. And it's for the King of Maryland of 2015 of this year. Kendrick Kamari. The man who calls himself the Vamp. I hate him right now. Hate's a strong word. I don't like him right now. Because what he did to Lucy Rich was not right. At King of Maryland, he said he was going to do that to him again. But I don't know if you guys saw, but on Facebook, Kendrick has become a freak. More of a freak. More of a monster. All I gotta say is, Kendrick, King of Maryland 2015, your ass is going to get beat by the King of Millennium, as I call him, Louis G. Rich. If you don't like that, well, the King of Maryland 15, we'll see who's the real king. We'll see who's the real man to fight you. But Kendra, all I gotta say is, all the winners do. And guys, help me out here. All we do is win. Oh, and also, I have a message from Andy Weinberg, V3. He says, Happy New Year's, and let's just say, 2015, the winners rise again.
Tell him I said happy
boy.
win year. Not happy new year, happy win year. That's what you should say.
Yeah, happy
Happy win year.
Really?
Happy win year.
Yeah, happy
right,
win year.
Yeah, happy win year.
All right.
Thank
You
you,
guys
Tom.
have a good night. And you know what?
Thank you.
Tech, I hope you feel better, man.
All right, thanks, buddy. Thank you.
All right, guys. Talk.
Take care, man.
Everybody, it was a General C. Storm.
Giving us the winning touch.
Oh man, he's knowing. You all right? We losing Tech. Might give him
I'm good. I'm good,
Pause,
brother.
brother.
I'm good, brother.
I said somebody.
You know what, man? I used to always go to the store for Theraflu. It always knocked out me when I was sick. But as it turns out, I don't know how it is in your areas, but down here we can't buy Theraflu anymore. Did you know it's illegal?
Yeah,
Georgia?
I actually heard it. Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that.
In certain states,
It's illegal down here because people use it for drugs. I'm pissed.
Well,
And
so
scissor.
as a token of our appreciation to you this year, we will end up mailing you some boxes of Theraflu.
Really?
No.
That's drug trafficking.
No. That's drug trafficking.
I know.
That's a federal offense.
I know.
You don't want to do that to me, man. I'll bring back the only positive. The only positive about it is, like, if you give that to me and I go to jail, I'm gonna bring back Oz from HBO. You know, I'll be the new Adebisi. You know, so.
Yeah, I don't.
Wait,
I don't
you can buy cold tablets, right? You can buy cold tablets, right?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you know you can use that for making crystal meth. There's a whole bunch of pills.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
What the world are we talking? It's not Breaking Bad, Junior. We're not Breaking Bad, Junior.
I'm just saying that.
I don't even want to know how you found that out.
No.
Okay, I knew that way before the show. Come on, who
memory white?
I know about a lot of stuff.
No.
There you go, Shin. First of all, bacon hater. Calm down. Eat some bacon.
You're talking about
think about
here.
I'm Tech. First of all,
Something wrong with
Game
the 2015, man.
NSC Gameboy.
Something wrong with them.
Hey, you all people should know. You know me. I know a lot about a lot of useless information.
Hey, I don't know what you know, homie. Don't incorporate me in that. That's
you can do that.
No, I don't know nothing.
I've had.
I ain't seen nothing. I ain't heard nothing.
Matter of fact,
how I get on this show?
In my college days, I've had to do research on drugs.
Yeah, I'm
on
playing.
health.
I know you. I know you know a lot about the chemical works and stuff.
In the NSC game, but Shin, I know.
Hey,
Bacon
Toph, get some Cody's,
yo.
My girlfriend got me some Cody's. These little Cody's things, like capsules or tablets or something. They call Cody's.
They work?
They actually work.
Cody's.
I took like 3 of them. I think you gotta take like 2 a day. And I took them and it knocked the cold right on out.
That's what that white man on the commercial, right?
Oh, Cody's. I never heard of it. My girl had gave it to me and everything. So, yeah. Yeah, it's called Cody's. I don't know if they sell Cody's down there where you at, too, but if they do, Cody's is really good, and Zicam is very good. The little spray.
Yeah, it is.
Zicam, that's very good too. I mean, it's probably
all
not.
Right, we have gone from funny to epic, and now we're talking about drugs. What the hell is 2015 gonna carry for us?
Is this not a black
show?
No.
No.
Yeah, we're talking about random stuff. We're talking about random stuff. I want to put a hit out on Channing Tatum. Someone take out Channing Tatum before the Gambit movie comes.
What? Say what? Channing Tatum. Toph, I hate him too. I can't stand Channing Tatum. Period.
Okay, first you're a bacon hater. Hater. Now you're a hater on Channing Tatum. Why not?
Channing Tatum cannot act. Period.
He knows he can't act though. He actually said that he really not a great actor.
Mark Wahlberg can't cry real tears. They're all artificial, but still.
Well, at least Ted was funny. But I'm saying, have you seen the 21 Jump Street movies? They are horrible.
Oh, I'm sorry. I like them movies. They were funny.
They were terrible. The only funny
I don't
thing
even
about
do drugs, and I thought it was funny.
Okay,
maybe I'm just a fan of that type of comedy. See, that's a different type of comedy. There's different layers of comedy. That type of comedy I'm a fan of.
Now the scene when they took the drug in the first one was funny. The second movie was stupider than the first movie, and it was like stupid. The only funny part about the second movie was when they found out that Jonah Hill slept with Ice Cube's daughter, and that was like 6 to 10 minutes, and that was hilarious. But other than it sucked completely.
Real quick, breaking news.
Interview.
Real quick, breaking news. Just in case, for those that love Atlanta, Theraflu's legal in Atlanta. Also, in Athens, Clark County, Georgia, on Mondays it is illegal for one to whistle very loud after 11 p.m. Way to go.
What?
Just thought I'd bring it up. More random news as Tuck brings to you.
The hell is that?
Go. You can continue on your Channing Tatum rant.
Okay, look at here. You want to go on random stuff. I'm looking at I'm going back to the window when I was looking at Epic Mealtime, and the show has been parodied, which my idea cannot be used because it's already been used for a show called Vegan Mealtime, which is created by vegans. How about that? And Mountain Dew Stew, which comes from something called the Annoying Orange. So I'm saying, like I said about Channing Tatum, he can't act. If he plays Gambit, I have no idea what I'm going to do, because what I would do would be as bad as the Aurora person with the Batman movies.
Man, I'm going to tell you what you're going to do. You're going to watch the movie just like everybody else. You're going to download it and watch it. And sometimes you will with a girl because she's going to force you to watch it. Or you're going to watch it just for your own curiosity.
The sensational
like all them other whack and bad movies.
I'm just going to watch it for shits and giggles. I just watched the interview before the New Year, so it can't be worse than the interview.
Was that good?
With the son and the Roger the Ebert?
It was horrible.
I just want to know, was it good?
So bad. No, it wasn't good. I didn't laugh once.
Wow.
Topher interview. Is it legal in Atlanta to watch the interview?
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Really?
You can see it on YouTube, but I mean,
Let me tell you something.
And real quick, in case anybody wanted to know, the last random Atlanta law: it is against the law to tie a giraffe to a telephone pole or a street lamp.
Really? We
gonna
rob zoos.
I get a pet
Is it
giraffe.
against the law to do what?
It is illegal to tie a giraffe to a street lamp or a telephone pole. If you go online and type in weird laws, I already have an app on my phone. Even the state of Maryland has a bunch of weird laws.
Yes, it does.
And they're all over the world.
Wait. You know what? I have a funnier law than that one, Tech. I came from Virginia, and there's a county in Virginia. I came from Hawaii and Virginia. There's a county in Virginia I was born in Hawaii, but I was raised in Virginia also.
He's a hybrid.
What does it make you? Are you a hybrid? Hawaiian?
He's a hybrid.
I was military. I was military born. So
okay.
There's a county in Virginia where on Sunday mornings between the hours of 7 and I think 12, you can take your significant other, your wife, to the courthouse steps and beat the hell out of her between those hours, and it's legal. How about that?
Hold up. Say that again.
Random laws right there. There's a county, I don't know where it is, but there's a county in Virginia where on Sunday mornings between, I think, 7 and 12 or 7 and 11, you can take your significant other, your wife, and beat the hell out of her, and it's legal.
Oh.
Wow.
It's the old law. But also, speaking of throwing things out, hey, they said it on the radio station. Speaking of random things, we're about to close almost. I will be doing an interview Monday night at 6 o'clock for the Independent Podcast with Michael A. Scott. He's on the road trip video. We went to 1CW in December. I will be doing an interview with him. So keep on the like page, and I will let you know the details about that.
All right.
And
Good luck with you.
And real quick, just so Toph don't feel isolated, random law for Baltimore City. Though you may spit on a city roadway, spitting on city sidewalks is prohibited. So there you go, Toph. You're not the only.
Everybody in jail for that.
Too.
Really?
Yeah.
By the way,
you can't cuss within city limits also.
Oh, that's everybody.
Actually,
by the way,
starting for that.
Go ahead.
Starting tomorrow in Baltimore, they're gonna start locking people up for texting and driving.
Yes, I do know that.
Okay, real quick, big old text from my girlfriend. She said, "Shin, you technically called a." I can't even talk. My voice is going. Variety. I can't. Variety. It's a word. Basically, it's Virginia and Hawaii. I can't really say it because of my voice, and I can't really see all that well. But basically, there is a term that hybrids. Yeah, I can. There's a word that hybrids Virginia and Hawaiian for you, in case you wanted to know.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is Under the Mat Radio.
And Mel, can you text it to me to spell the word out? Can you text that to me, please, Mel? Thank you. Facebook me.
Yes. Real quick. Got 90 seconds. Toph, anything you want to say real quick before we go?
No, good show, guys. I'll see you guys next week.
All right, take care, Toph. And Happy New Year to you, man. Keep whooping ass.
Yeah, Toph.
That's Hail Toph, as we're going to call him now. And it's the Gameboy.
Hey, we already said our Stuart Scott. Thanks for Marlon Wayans, funny guy, and the guy Alex for coming on the show, starting off the new year. And thanks, everybody. Tune in next week.
Yes. Big ups to everybody.
Right.
Thanks, Alex Perrault, formerly known as Muscles Blessings, for calling in. Thanks to Marlon Wayans for staying on. Very funny dude. Thanks for having him onto the show.
This is a fucking funny show.
Allison, yesterday, thanks, Shin-Blade.
We got retweeted for Marlon, though. We got retweeted for Marlon.
We got retweeted. Yeah. He helps us.
I'm already
everybody.
on it.
Yeah.
Yes. Please
I'm already
send
on it. At Marlon Wayans.
Yeah, don't forget
hashtag
fish women, hashtag Oreo people, pig people, bacon haters.
Oh.
And as Evan Rose said, Jennifer Sam. Love y'all
Ladies
much.
and gentlemen, this is Under the Mat Radio.
Yes, it is. Talk to y'all
2:15.
next week, same time. See y'all later.
Bye.
Be easy, y'all.
You're going to get your butt whipped.
Amen.
I love you, Gameboy.
What a note to close that fucking stuff.